And welcome to Let 'Em Talk. I'm Paul DiRienzo. Got a great show for you again this week. And our guest is Zhou, who's the director of the new Mulan, the musical, which returns to New York City and is playing right now as we speak at the Ellen Stewart Theater in the Lower East Side. We'll say more about where it is. If you've seen the movie Mulan, it's a story. I'll describe it for you if you haven't seen it. Many kids have seen the animated version. Mulan, the classic story of a young Chinese peasant girl who disguised herself as a man to join the army in place of her sick father. Mulan concealed her true identity for many years, but ultimately her secret was revealed and she became one of the most inspiring national heroines in Chinese history, with a story of courage, leadership, and loyalty that remains relevant to people everywhere today. Well, you've seen the movie, but here's the musical, and it's playing here in New York City, and we're going to learn more about it. It does feature the Red Poppy Ladies of Beijing, which is a drumming group, and we'll see more about this, and we see a little clip later on, but I was hoping I could just open this up. Well, here's some of the photographs here to see. What a production, huh? Pretty amazing production by any definition, right? And wow. So we'll be talking with, then here is the, great, here it is, presented by the Red Poppy Ladies Percussion. Wonderful. So we're going to speak with Zhou, who's with us, the director. Welcome, Zhou.
Well,
good to have you.
Very nice to meet you.
And let them talk. Yeah. And all right, Mulan the musical. Tell us a little bit about it. Tell us about how it came to be performed at the Ellen Stewart Theater in the Lower East Side.
Okay. First of all, thank you very much for tonight. I have a nice chance to talk to you,
sure,
Paul, and facing to our audience, right?
Yeah.
I hope I can explain something detail about the musical today. Actually, our musical Mulan made 1 year before, one more year before. We came to Broadway in the December 2012. Yeah, that's the first time for us to perform about 33 performances here. The first time came, we got the audience, very, liked the show.
Yeah.
Even though the show at that time is very simple. It's just a simple version, right? Mm-hmm. And then after that, we got big encouragement, and then we, rebuilt, changed lots of things in it. Mm-hmm. I think this time is much better. So we got the second time.
Okay.
Come over. Yeah.
Very good. And tell us a bit about, for folks who haven't seen the cartoon, which is probably hardly anybody, but just in case there's a few people out there who haven't seen it, tell us what the story is about.
Yeah. Actually, the story is sorry.
It's all right.
The story is not very complicated. Mm-hmm. It's a simple structure, for this story. It's over 1600 years ago in China, central of China. The girl from the countryside, is a normal girl, right? Mm-hmm. But at that time, the country met a big war, right? The government asked all the men, come over to the battlefield. But her father kind of old and sick, so in that difficult situation, she decided to go to the war instead of, become a soldier instead of his father.
And women were not allowed in the military at that time?
Of course not.
Right.
But the problem for her is that not only instead of her father, but he has to, keep secret, right? But at that time, if
the fact that she's a woman,
the government found it, it's kind of a bad thing, Right. If they find it cheating,
okay,
that would be killing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So execution for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she did well, she try to keep secret, right?
Right.
And she did everything well. Very brave, very confident to be a soldier. And finally she got the award from the kingdom. Yeah.
Do they ever find out that she's a woman in the play?
Finally.
Okay, we won't go into all the details. I don't want to tell everybody the whole story.
Yeah.
Right, great. So tell us, this is featuring the Red Poppy Women Percussionists. What is that like? What do they do? We're going to see a clip a little later, but tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, actually, our group called Red Poppy Ladies Percussion.
Red Poppy Ladies Percussion.
We are doing Chinese drum first, and also Western percussion instrument.
Okay.
Chinese percussion instrument. Everybody knows percussion instrument we have a lots of different types, right?
Sure.
In China we have many different kinds of drum, and also different percussion instruments. So we started 15 years ago. So the group already for 15 years.
How did the women already know how to play the percussion, or did you train them and they joined in? Or
some of them they got experience before they're coming. Some of them, just a new learner when they come. Right.
I see.
But anyway, we have to train them for at least a couple of years because the style for our group is quite different from, let's see, first of all, different from the percussion major in the university conservatory music, right? Because we put the music and the visual movement, presentation, action together. Because drumming originally in China is not such a formal as in the conservatory, just standing there with the hands, right? Drumming in the countryside, in the public, in the culture is kind of a presentation. Kind of a vivid, nice performance. So we just try to.
It's like a folk thing. It's a folk event where people come and have fun and do it together as a community. And a drumming circle, we call it here in the United States.
Drumming is kind of a very, very important cultural image. Because drumming in China, I know actually drumming in all over the world. It's the earliest instrument in the human history, right?
The oldest, you're saying?
Yeah, oldest. And also it's dealing with many different funeral, right? Wedding, many different events, right? Everything.
And each has its own style, its own tune, its own beat, everything.
For the kingdom and for the countryside. For the poor people, for the very wealthy people, everybody uses the drum.
I see.
So we try to keep the traditional drumming, technique, and also put modern, method in it, modern elements. Put it together.
Maybe we can see that clip now. It's a good opportunity. Let's take a. We have a clip here, and we'll throw that on. It's less than a minute long, and we'll be able to talk about it a little bit more afterwards. Tell people where to go and how to see it and everything like that. So go right ahead if you have it set up. In the meantime, I'll tell folks it's at the Ellen Stewart Theater, Mulan the Musical, 66 East 4th Street, between 2nd and 3rd Avenue, and you take the N or the R train to 8th Street, or the number 6 to Astor Place, or the F to 6th Avenue. And folks can get more information at mulanthemusical.com, mulanthemusical.com. Zhou Li, the director, is here, and we've been discussing how drums play such a major role in this musical. So is the music part of the musical, the drums? We're gonna run with the are we ready with the video? We're hoping the video is ready to play. If it is, there it is. right, Mulan the musical, very interesting. All right, very interesting. Okay, and that was the Red Poppy Ladies who are doing the drumming, and we were just discussing the drumming with the director, Zhou Li, who's joined us here in the studio. Welcome, Zhou. And you can learn more. Of course, this is at Ellen Stewart Theater, 66 East 4th Street, and you can learn more by going to mulanthemusical.com, mulanthemusical, one word, .com. And we were discussing, Joe, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you came to do this. Now, you do your work, you work and have a business in China, but you're not from China. You were not...
Actually, originally I'm from China.
Originally from, right.
My hometown is Beijing, right? I was born in Beijing. And then after I studied, and then I go abroad to Canada to finish my second master's degree.
Okay.
In the university. My major is called ethnomusicology.
Musicology?
Yeah, ethnomusicology.
Ethno.
Yeah, to study, except for normal musicology, but also for some different nationalities in the world, right? And after that, I stay in Canada, and also I come back to China, so start my business and Red Poppy. Yeah,
the drumming group we just saw.
Yeah, drumming group. It's already 15 years.
Okay.
In the last 12, 13 years, we just China is kind of country with many events. The meeting or show in the broadcasting, TV broadcasting. So every year, we perform almost every day.
Okay.
All over the country.
Right. So there's
lots of cities here.
Right. You're traveling all over China on the road.
Yeah.
All over China performing.
Yeah. After a couple of years, we just starting to go around in the different country, including United States.
Right.
Actually, we already came over for 4 or 5 times in last 10 years.
I see. And tell me about the response you get here in the United States.
Pardon?
What is the response like from the audiences here in the United States?
I think the American audience is one of the best audience we can find in the world. And that's one of the main reasons for us to come over to Broadway and the United States. Actually, I think in the last before 5-6 years, we performed in the Washington Kennedy Center. We got a full show there for percussion music.
Sure.
And also different cities. Yeah, we will perform for over 10 cities in the United States.
And of the cities, which is the best response, do you think, of all the cities?
They're quite, enthusiastic for our performance. Yeah.
Great.
Here, I think Broadway, for the last year performance, we came over to Broadway. The first show, we got a very warm response from audience. So that night, after first performance, our old performers couldn't go to sleep. They just felt very excited.
They're so up and so excited. You say up, right? Yeah. They're up.
This time at the same situation.
Right.
They feel very excited.
Well, at least you can order out all night here.
Yeah.
You can always order out for food or anything else you want.
And also this time we have a longer time. Last time we only had about 30 shows, but this time we have 100 shows here.
100 shows. So it's actually playing every night except Tuesdays. So Monday through Friday except Tuesdays at 8 p.m., Saturdays at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m., and Sundays at 2 p.m. So every day of the week except today, which you're here talking about the show on Let Them Talk, at the Ellen Stewart Theater, 66 East 4th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenue. And you can learn more at mulanthemusical.com, mulanthemusical.com. How did you wind up at the Ellen Stewart Theater in the East Village, Lower East Side?
That's good story. Good question.
Tell us a little bit about
Actually, it's easy to rent a theater in Broadway, but it's not easy to rent a theater for about 3 months.
3 months,
the longer period.
Right. Okay.
Especially for like we're a foreigner.
Yeah. Okay.
So it take many about half a year for us to find the right place. That's the only theater they agree to rent for us for about 3 months.
Right.
And in the summertime.
Right. And Ellen Stewart is, and the Ellen Stewart Theater, that's the revolutionary part of New York.
I know, yeah.
Right? That's at least in those days,
Yeah.
And so Ellen was very much, at the cutting edge at the time when she set up that, and she just passed away recently. And that theater really is a monument to her, to decades of work in setting that up.
Yeah.
And basically developing that whole street into a street of theaters, rather than tall glass buildings full of wealthy people. We actually were able to preserve the old character of this old German Jewish theatrical row that existed 100 years ago.
Okay,
so that's where you are now.
There are many history factors
as there is,
there.
right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a sort of a conflagration of history.
Yeah, that's why I say the first thing I have to say thank you is for the theater. They agree to rent the place for us. That's give us enough time to do. Because why we need longer time? Because it's not easy to come over from over 10,000 kilometers from the other side of a group, Earth. Right.
What's it like living in New York? How do you like living? How's the whole troupe like living in New York?
It's a kind of new life for us, right? Because we stay in New Jersey, right? Every day we drive a big van, carry over 20 people,
through the tunnel,
over, it sometimes take long time,
that tunnel.
2 hours. 2 hours, right? Go to the tower, tunnel.
Yeah, the Holland Tunnel.
Sometimes it's traffic jam.
Sometimes, like every day.
Every day.
Now you're getting a real.
But we're trying to find a better time. Better, hours.
It's a design. If you have to go, we always say go against the rush hour. You come in when they're leaving, and you leave when they're coming in. Right? That might be your best bet.
Need to plan, detailedly.
Right. Or take the ferry. It's the ferry boat.
Ferry?
Yeah, there's a ferry boat somewhere. You might be able to take a ferry.
We didn't try it.
Just throwing it out here. We discuss. This is Let Them Talk. We discuss pretty much any subject is doable on this show. And we're discussing how to get into New York from New Jersey. We have a number. If folks want to call in with an idea for how to get a busload of folks as quickly as possible from New Jersey into New York, good luck. I don't know if there's anybody who knows. I don't care how long they lived here. It's pretty much the same for all of us. But we're talking about Mulan, the musical. And Mulan is the story, as I read earlier, for those who haven't seen the film version, the animated Disney version, the classic story of a young Chinese peasant girl who disguised herself as a man to join the army in place of her sick father, and concealing her true identity as she becomes a heroine to the Chinese people to this day. And the production is now at the Ellen Stewart Theater, and it features China's world-renowned female percussion group, the Red Poppy Ladies. And for folks who might have missed it, we have a clip, and let's go to that clip again and see it one more time, and then we'll come out and we'll talk for a few more minutes.
Thanks.
So we're going to go, and so as they're setting it up, all right, so why did Mulan China's got many interesting folk tales. Why is Mulan, do you think, struck a chord outside of China as well as inside?
Thank you for that excellent question. Yeah, why we choose this story, to change it into the musical. We call it percussional musical. It's different from normal musical. Sure. There's vocal singing, talking, lots of words, and lots of. This one we have no speaking, no words.
There's no words in this whole thing.
Yeah, basically only several yelling, like woo, ah.
Would that have been how it was performed originally, 1,600 years ago? How old is Mulan? Let me put it that way. How many years has this story been performed in China?
Many years. Every Chinese in the world knows this story.
Right.
It's very, very popular because there's a kind of a basic education, thing. The family give
right.
to
It's
the
part of
children.
it's part of the growing up experience.
Yes.
Well, let's go check it out. We're going to show it right now, and then we'll come back and talk some more about
Thanks.
that. All right, great. All right, Mulan the musical at the Ellen Stewart Theater. Returning to the question, Zhou Li, the director of this wonderful show, what accounts in your mind for the popularity outside of China of this story?
Sorry.
The popularity of this story as a Disney film to millions of people, hundreds of millions of people around the world?
Yeah, thank you. Original of this is a very popular story in historical story in China, and also actually we choose this story. First reason is because the story, the basic structure for the story is very suitable for our group, for the style of our group, because we are the group for drumming and the percussion. Drumming percussion is kind of music, very exciting, very powerful, right?
Yeah.
Very confident, brave.
Sure.
So the story tells a girl go to the war, right? Become a soldier. You know, this kind of personality, feeling. It's the same clothes, right? And also our performers are all female, right?
Sure.
It's good. It's easy to present this kind of story. And also, the story, why Disney over 10, 15 years ago, they chose this story. I think it's not easy, not a simple decision for Disney too, because they put a big investment to make a cartoon film, right? I guess they thought a lot. They choose from many different tales, right? And then finally make this one because the story is has some meaning, meaningful things for culture, for people's life, right? How the young people to choose their life, right? It's kind of meaningful thing. So actually in China, many different versions, many different forms, to present this story, But this is the first time we put it into the drumming music.
I see.
And also our music is kind of not only drumming, but you can see in the we have a symphony orchestra music, background music, over 40 minutes, background music, and also in the very important parts we put very Western music as a Beethoven symphony orchestra part of them.
Right.
We meld with the Chinese drumming together. So.
Has this version, is the version that you're playing for us, the percussion version of Mulan, you've performed this in China, all over China. How do people take to this version in China? with the drumming? I mean, is this just another version that people love the story and they see it many ways, or was it a new way of presenting even in China?
Yes, it's a kind of a new way because we try to use the drumming to tell the story.
Right. So how was the response in China? Like, were people shocked? This is a new way of doing things. We don't like change, or did people embrace it? Or?
Oh no! Now the China is different from before, right? They try every different things.
Okay.
Any different things. This is the first time for us to put the drumming into the Mulan story. You know,
I see.
Even put the drumming into story. Drum usually performed in the events, right? It's
At
kind
events,
of
like special events, sure.
Music,
right?
You know, give it 3-5 minutes, a kind of strong feeling,
like New Year's lion dance type of thing. Yeah, which you see in New York all the time.
Yeah, but never tried to put into such a complicated feeling change in the story. Right.
I see.
Yeah,
okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
Zhou Li joining us. So passionate and telling this passionate story. So glad to hear it all about it. And we tell people, encourage people to go down to Ellen Stewart Theater, 66 East 4th Street. It's every day of the week. Go to MulanTheMusical.com, MulanTheMusical.com, and you'll learn more about it and be able to get tickets and anything else you want to do. Check it out. See you next week. We're going to